Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jenna Liston.
And I'm Nick Ciano. Thanks for joining us. The Religious Freedom Restoration Act has stirred up debate across the nation. Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler spoke at City Hall tonight about Muncie's stance. Reporter Jason Poore is live with the mayor. Jason?
Thanks, guys. And I am here at City Hall downtown, where the City Council voted tonight on a resolution to take a stance against RFRA, and they also passed an ordinance to eliminate any opportunities for any discrimination in the city. And I'm lucky enough to be here with Mayor Dennis Tyler, who agreed to join us and talk to us about the importance of these decisions tonight.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor.
Well, they're extremely important to the city of Muncie. With a large university as we have in our community, a large health network as we have, and then the high-tech businesses that we have, always looking for the best and the brightest. RFRA, as it was passed, and then RFRA, as it was amended and passed, still left the opportunity for discrimination. So tonight, the City Council plugged both those holes. They spoke out against RFRA as it was passed and amended and passed, and then we adopted an ordinance and implemented it into our human rights ordinance that discrimination will not be tolerated for sex, sexual orientation, gender identification, or a military veteran. And that was very important for us to send a message out, not just to Muncie and the state of Indiana, but all over the country, that you're welcome in Muncie.
And I think that was the overall feeling from just the entire thing tonight, is that Muncie wants everyone, and we are happy to bring everyone into our city.
Absolutely. You want to come to Muncie, you're welcome. We look forward to having you.
Live in Muncie with the mayor,
Yeah.
Jason Poore, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you.
For more information on Muncie's stance on the RFRA, go to ballstatedaily.com.
With no Indiana state offices on the ballot, the controversy over the Religious Freedom Restoration Act could have a domino effect at the polls in 2015. Local Democrats say they've seen a surge in new voter registrations over the past 2 weeks as Indiana became the center of a national firestorm over the gay rights. The religious freedom controversy has influenced younger voters by using the RFRA as a lever to get their friends registered for the local election. Getting people to polls may be the key to Democrats' hopes of taking back the mayor's office and retaining control of the council in the fall. Indiana's election day in 2014 had a 30% turnout, leaving this year with only time to tell. Registration for Hoosiers to vote in 2015 primaries will be next Monday. To register, visit www.indianavoter.com.
Rolling Stone magazine is in hot water today after a scathing new investigation found numerous flaws in its reporting. The report is centered on its now discredited story about a gang rape at a fraternity at the University of Virginia, which will hopefully not deter future victims from coming forward. Andy Rose has the details.
The authors of the investigation were blunt.
This report is very much intended as a piece of journalism about a failure of journalism.
The Columbia School of Journalism was tasked with finding out what went wrong in Rolling Stone magazine's November article about an alleged rape at the University of Virginia. The account told the story of Jackie, who claimed she was gang raped at the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity house. Police say there's no evidence this rape occurred.
Flat out, whose fault was this?
Well, it was the collective fault of the reporter, the editor's supervisor, and the fact-checking department.
Columbia's review found no one lied or invented facts. The reporting staff will get a second chance. Rolling Stone says no one will be fired, including the story's writer, Sabrina Rubin Erdely. She said in a statement that, quote, "These are mistakes that I will not make again." Columbia's report found that Erdely and her editors failed to corroborate Jackie's story with the friends who were with her that night, did not do enough to get a response from the fraternity, and were not aggressive enough in making sure the details provided by Jackie were accurate. Will Dana, the managing editor, released a statement last night saying in part, "We would like to apologize to our readers and to all those who were damaged by our story and the ensuing fallout."
We pointed out systemic and institutional problems. We leave it up to Rolling Stone to decide how best to deal with these problems.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
And we've learned the fraternity at the center of all this, Phi Kappa Psi, is pursuing legal action against Rolling Stone. The chapter's president said in a statement, This type of reporting serves as a sad example of a serious decline of journalistic standards.
Well, Nick, beautiful weather I had this weekend going to the Final Four games. Nice outside. Now I hear some rainy weather ahead.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been nice. Let's toss it over to Adam with the weather.
Thanks, guys. We have had a beautiful weekend for those traveling and going down to the Final Four. Unfortunately, we do have some rainy conditions ahead. Just in the past couple hours, we've had some scattered rain move through our area and to the east, with clouds remaining in the area. Just here in Muncie, it is currently 56 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and calm winds, and these temperatures will remain for most of the night as well. Coming up, I will talk about some above average temperatures we will have later in the week, as well as when the rain showers will come and when to pack that umbrella, and then possibly another great weekend ahead for us. All that and more coming up, but first back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Adam. Delaware County's newest ambulance station is quickly becoming one of its busiest. The new EMS station, set up in IU Ball Memorial Hospital, had 259 calls in March, making it the second busiest station in the community. The busiest station is still the main downtown one. Delaware County Commissioners gave approval for more emergency response stations a few months ago. However, the County Emergency Management Agency claims that staffing will quickly become an issue, as each station is getting more and more calls.
A popular Village restaurant says it has fixed all of the problems that got it cited by the Health County Department. Scotty's Brewhouse was cited for 7 critical and 11 non-critical violations of sanitation regulations during the latest rounds of inspections by the Delaware County Health Department. Inspector Terry Troxell says he saw 2 employees using cell phones on food preparation table, an employee who did not wash his hands or change his gloves after picking up trash off the floor, and an employee drying his hands on a cloth towel used to clean up spills. Other violations included undated pans of ready-to-eat foods, piled up boxes of frozen and cold food that have been delivered but not held at the required temperature, and a deep fryer basket repaired with duct tape. Matt Hoffer, general manager of the restaurant, said these issues were being fixed and other corrections are being made.
A terrible, fatal crash will occur in Muncie on Wednesday night and again Thursday, all in the name of preventing such tragedies in the future. The annual crash reenactment is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. at Central High School and offers a wake-up call about the dangers of drinking and driving. The free program offers tours through a series of scenes depicting the circumstances of a fatal DUI crash and its long-term aftermath. Multiple local emergency service agencies, along with court officials, will be participating.
A Muncie man faces animal cruelty charges for allegedly abandoning his 2 dogs, one of which died of starvation and hypothermia after being left chained outside. 34-year-old Rodrigo White was charged Wednesday. Delaware County Deputy Prosecutor Zach Craig says White was wanted by federal marshals on cocaine-related warrants in Tennessee. One of White's dogs was found dead March 5th outside a Muncie home. Another dog found chained outside the house but survived. Muncie Animal Shelter Superintendent Phil Beckenpaw says the dog is doing very well and is available for adoption.
Officials say that they are close to a deal to keep the Amtrak Hoosier State line operating for the long term. The Indiana Department of Transportation announced that rail service would end April 1st, but has since extended the deadline by 30 days to reach a deal. As of now, the Hoosier State runs 4 days a week, once a day, from Indianapolis to Chicago, with stops in 4 Indiana cities. The deal has not yet been finalized and requires further inspections by Amtrak and the Federal Railroad Administration.
Next up on NewsLink, a child got more than just eggs in their Easter basket this year.
More after the break.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. An Oregon mother bought a toy for her toddler off the clearance rack at Walmart for Easter. Inside, she found much more than she bargained: 3 bags of marijuana.
Bright-eyed and curious 18-month-old Paisley Hannas spent her Easter playing with her new toy.
The ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s.
Her mom, Christina, had bought it the week before at the Walmart in Newport.
A steal of a deal. I was happy to have 50% off of something that was an excellent Easter gift.
As soon as she opened it, something seemed off. Pieces weren't there, and Christina says not just a few.
Well, we had set it up and I noticed that there was some broken parts on it, and the balls that go to it were missing.
Batteries were supposed to be included.
I was shocked. At first I kind of laughed and was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this even came out of there.
Christina called police and put the box away so little Paisley couldn't get to it.
She ended up going for the box, and once she grabbed the box fell over and 2 more small bags fell out of it.
She called Walmart, and at first they only offered an apology and a refund.
I would love a drug-free gift for Easter.
Hannas thinks the gift she bought had been returned to the store by someone else.
I think it was more shock why it was kind of funny at first. And then the second and third one, it was like, wow, really? Like how much do you have to look past to not see 3 different bags of it in there?
Walmart's corporate offices released a statement saying, "At Walmart, we are committed to providing our customers a safe and secure shopping environment. We are actively reviewing this matter and will work with the customer and local authorities to determine what happened."
Franklin County is facing a lawsuit around who can create public displays outside its courthouse. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of the Wisconsin-based Freedom from Religion Foundation and a Massachusetts-based group that calls itself the Satanic Temple. The 2 groups filed a federal lawsuit on March 24th, alleging to a violation of their First Amendment rights. Both groups had applied for permits to use the lawn. However, since they are not based in Franklin County, their applications were denied. County commissioners have not released a statement.
Make sure to grab your rain boots this week.
And your umbrellas. Your full forecast is up next.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Jenna, I don't know about you, but I definitely had to pull my rain boots out this morning.
Nick, don't you always have to pull out those rain boots every time it rains? Well, I know that the weather coming up isn't the brightest, but Adam, can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming up this week?
That's correct. You're unfortunately going to need those umbrellas, rain boots, and raincoats this week as we have a very active weather pattern. Just in the last 14 hours, we saw some sprinkles and cloudy conditions with a rain shower earlier this evening. But coming up, we do have some good temperatures across the nation, and this is because of this warm surge of air coming up from the south, which has brought above average temperatures to the central Great Plains and even the Midwest region. Looking closer to home, we're going to see a lot of the same temperatures, which is due to a nice cloud layer across Indiana, which is keeping the temperatures above normal and a little bit warmer for tonight as well. But for your current conditions here in Muncie, we are at 56 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, got some calm winds out there, so we are still feeling very nice outside for the spring temperatures. As far as rain goes, we are going to see scattered rain throughout the rest of the week. Tuesday, we're going to see a main storm come through, and then come Wednesday, we're going to see some rain early in the morning, but then by Wednesday afternoon, early evening, we're actually going to see a little bit of a clearing where we could see some sun pop out and some warmer conditions. But unfortunately, that won't remain in the area, as come Thursday, a storm with thunder and heavy rain will move through the area, and then by the end of Thursday, some more scattered rain, unfortunately for us. And this is all because of this low pressure to our west and a high pressure to our east, bringing this warm surge of moisture up from the Gulf, and the stationary front up to our north also not moving at all, which is providing this rain for our area. For tonight, we are going to see some scattered rain remain in the area with a low of 54, so keep that umbrella on you tonight. For tomorrow, you'll definitely want to keep that umbrella as well, as I talked about earlier, still that scattered rain. Going to see a high of 62, which is still a little above normal for this time of year. And then taking a look at the 7-day forecast, unfortunately, like I've already talked about, rain, and more rain. But look at these temperatures. Wednesday, we're going to get up to 66, and then by Thursday, a high of possibly 70 with the chance of thunderstorms. And then by Friday, a cold front moves through, cooling it down with a high of 59 in the morning, decrease throughout the day. But look at that, come the weekend, we're going to see some sunny conditions with highs in the lower to mid 60s. So if you have any events outdoors, those are still a go, and we're going to see some great conditions like we did this past weekend.
All right, definitely looking forward to the sunshine this weekend. So, up next on NewsLink Sports, Pacers forward Paul George makes his anticipated return.
Stay with us.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Peter Hood with your sports. The Ball State baseball team has been on a roll of late, and they were looking to continue their dominance in the Mid-American Conference as they welcome the Akron Zips to town this weekend. The two teams split a doubleheader on Saturday, leading up to yesterday's rubber match on Easter Sunday. It was a beautiful day out at the baseball complex. We picked things up early. Elbert Davari singling home his teammate Ryan Spalding to give the Cardinals an early lead. Ball State led 3-0 after one inning of play. The Zips clawed back and got the game tied at 3, but in the 7th inning, sophomore Alex Call breaks the game open with a stinger in left field. Brandon Estep, Matt Eppers, and Andrew Spalding all score on the bases-clearing double that would prove to be the game winner for BSU. But it was really the Colin Brockhouse show all day long for the Cardinals. The freshman from Fort Wayne gives the Cardinals some insurance here in the 8th inning with a solo shot, the first homer of his career. He finished with 3 RBI in the win. And then how about this? Not only does Brockhouse drive in 3 runs in the victory, but he goes 3 1/3 innings and allows just 3 hits and 1 run on the hill while striking out 5 batters. He finishes things off here for the Cardinals on a swing and a miss to move to 3-0 on the season individually. The Cardinals have now won 14 of their last 17 games. They are 7-2 in MAC play and 21-10 overall as they travel to play Xavier tomorrow afternoon. And the good times kept rolling this afternoon for the baseballers. Today, the Mid-American Conference announced that Brockhouse has been named the MAC West Division's Player of the Week, and sophomore pitcher Zach Plesac has been named Pitcher of the Week in the conference. Brockhouse hit .421 at the plate this week, and he was 2-0 on the mound with a 2.35 earned run average. Plesac was just as dominant on the bump, pitching a complete game in the Cardinals' 4-1 win on Saturday. Plesac struck out 7 and did not allow an earned run in the victory. And the baseball team weren't the only Cardinals in action this weekend. In fact, all of the other spring sports were as well. Taking a look now at the results from over the weekend, the softball team bounces back from a Friday loss against Kent State with a doubleheader sweep against Buffalo on Saturday. They are now 16-18 on the year heading into tomorrow's double dip versus Eastern Illinois here in Muncie. The men's and women's tennis teams both earned 4-3 home wins against MAC opponents this weekend. Men's golf finishes in 13th place out of 14 teams in the Mason Rudolph Championship in Franklin, Tennessee, while the women's team placed 3rd out of 12 teams in the Eastern Kentucky Colonial Classic. The track and field team finished in 3rd place out of 15 teams in the Miami Invitational on Saturday, as 8 girls had career best performances. And finally, the men's volleyball team fell in straight sets at rival IPFW. The Cardinals have now lost 5 straight, and they are 5-13 over their last 18 matches. And yesterday in statewide news, Indiana Pacers star forward Paul George made his much-anticipated return after sitting out the first 5 months of the season with a broken leg. Almost 6.5 minutes into the game here between the Pacers and the Heat, PG makes his return, was introduced to the crowd, got a standing ovation. You see John Shatner, Ball State grad, in the crowd, Larry Bird, of course, the owner for the Pacers. George comes off the pick here and pulls up for the tough off-balance jumper, hits his first shot in 8 months, his first field goal back with the Pacers. Then George with the steal, and it's showtime. Right here comes the dunk. But oh no, he missed it. George showing a little bit of the rust there. He and his teammates would laugh about it afterwards. In the 4th, George pulls up for the 3 as Indiana goes up by 14. He finished with 13 points in 15 minutes and would get an ovation later as he left the game. Pacers went on to cruise 112-89, just a few games remaining in the regular season, guys. And of course, all eyes on Lucas Oil Stadium tonight down in Indianapolis. Wisconsin and Duke just tipped off men's basketball national championship. By the end of the night, we will know who the 2015 national champion is in men's basketball.
All right, thanks, Peter. Next, in entertainment news, we have highlights from the White House Easter egg roll.
And find out what movie is racing to the top of the box office. Coming up.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
State News Center. Okay. You're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Hi, welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm Robert Connett with your entertainment news. Furious 7 crossed the finish line first this weekend at the box office. It opened with a record $146.5 million. It's the biggest opening weekend for any movie so far this year. It also becomes the top opening in the history of the entire Fast series, surpassing the $97.3 million of 2013's Fast and Furious 6. The President and the First Lady hosted the 137th annual White House Easter egg roll today, and you can see it's clear as day. Mrs. Obama can definitely bust a move. There we go. Take a look at this. The theme this year was Gimme 5 in honor of the First Lady's Let's Move exercise initiative, which was introduced 5 years ago. First Lady showed off choreographed dance moves with the So You Can Think You Can Dance All-Stars. Definitely got the crowd up on its feet and moving. Also 5 years ago, we didn't know what an iPad was, but today marks 5 years since the release of Apple's iPad. When Steve Jobs unveiled the iPad, he called it a truly magical and revolutionary product. As of this year, Apple has sold more than 200 million of these bad boys. How about that, guys?
That is really something. I know I still want an iPad to this day.
Yeah, I know. It's 5 years, though. That's insane. Time has flown.
Pretty amazing. All right, that's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Catch us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.